Designer of Fighter Aircraft by Birendranath Upadhyay. Welcome to Biren Indy. Serves Indian Defense. Episode 8 Prachand Helicopters. Namaste. My name is Birendranath Upadhyay. I am an ordinary Indian senior citizen and am a former employee of Pawan Hans Helicopters Limited, a Government of India company. I am an indie author and self-publisher. I, Birendranath Upadhyay, have authored an ebook titled Designer of Fighter Aircraft. Designer of Fighter Aircraft is a non-fiction and written in the categories of true crime, identity theft, white-collar crime, and flight safety. My website address is www.designeroffighter.com. Designer of Fighter Aircraft attempts to draw the kind attention of Her Excellency the President of India and Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces towards the fact that the military preparations for war and defense of our country are self-defeating. Draft to Digital has distributed Designer of Fighter Aircraft, my ebook, to www.kobo.com, the retailer. On Friday, 28th March 2025, Indian Prime Minister led Cabinet Committee on Security approved a contract with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to acquire 156 numbers of indigenous Prachand light combat helicopters at the cost of Indian rupees 62,700 crores. This is wrong and unconstitutional. Indian Prime Minister is a politician and he belongs to legislature. Indian Prime Minister leads his Council of Ministers and not the committee. The designated executive takes cabinet decisions, that too in total secrecy as per the directive of the President's Secretariat. Globally, there are two combat helicopters worth buying: Eurocopter Tiger and Boeing Apache. Eurocopter Tiger is a French-German combat helicopter built by Airbus Helicopters. It has been designated as the EC665. Boeing Apache combat helicopter is built by Boeing, USA. Presently, it is designated as AH-64E. Indian Air Force has a fleet of 22 numbers of Apache combat helicopters designated as AH-64E. Indian Air Force should submit the requisition of its additional requirement of combat Apache helicopter in standard configuration and optional attachments to the Defense Secretary to the Government of India. There should be direct contract between the Indian Air Force and Boeing, wherein the latter shall provide commercial guarantee of safe operations throughout the service life of the Apache combat helicopters. The politicians of ruling and opposition parties shouldn't interfere in the affairs of the Indian Armed Forces. Indian Prime Minister, Indian Defence Minister, and Indian Finance Minister are not the decision making authorities as per the Constitution of India. Yet, on 5th June 2019, Indian Prime Minister began composition of various cabinet committees arbitrarily on his own. His unconstitutional cabinet committee on security comprised of Narendra Modi, Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, Nirmala Sitharaman, and S. Shankar. On 19th November 2021, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi handed over Prachand helicopter to the Indian Air Force in Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh. Prachand helicopter is not an indigenous aircraft. Indian Air Force has committed a blunder by inducting Prachand helicopter as so-called in its fleet. On 30th March 2022, Indian Prime Minister led Cabinet Committee on Security cleared the contract of 15 Prachand helicopters at a cost of rupees 3,887 crore along with infrastructure sanctions worth rupee 377 crore unconstitutionally. On 23rd September 2022, the Indian Air Force said that it will induct the first Prachand helicopter at its Jodhpur Air Base in the presence of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on 3rd October 2022. On 3rd October 2022, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh made a sortie in Prachand helicopter and said the induction of light combat helicopter underlines the fact that just as the country trusts Indian Air Force, the force equally trusts indigenous equipment. Same day, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, "The induction of LCH Prachand is a special moment for the collective resolve of 130 crore Indians to make our nation strong and self reliant in the defense sector. Congratulations to every Indian." On 4th February 2023, the Government of India Defence Ministry spokesperson said the Greenfield Helicopter Factory of Defence PSU Hindustan Aeronautics, which is spread across 615 acres at Tumkaru in Karnataka, has been planned to become a one-stop solution for all helicopter requirements of the country. But Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is neither the inventor nor the manufacturer of Prachand helicopters. On 30th September 2023, the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force had finalized a plan to order 156 more Prachand helicopters. But how can they do it? Both are ignorant of the technical specifications of the Prachand helicopter. Designing of Prachand helicopter by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited was approved by the politicians in the last week of financial year 2024-2025. Designer of fighter aircraft, my ebook submits before Her Excellency the President of India and the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces that 1. The Political Cabinet Committee on Security is unconstitutional. 2. The constitutional authority of the Cabinet Secretariat can't be compromised. And 3. Payments already made for the construction of imaginary helicopters should be recovered from Narendra Modi, the politician, and Bharatiya Janata Party, his political party. Jai Hind.